Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Good evening, travelers between life and what lies beyond. Welcome to the Shadowlands, a place where memory lingers longer than the flesh, where guilt has gravity and the soul is never truly alone. Tonight, we descend into the underworld once more in our chronicle of Wraith the Oblivion 20th Anniversary Edition, where death is not the end, but the beginning of an unraveling. Here, passion binds you, fetters hold you, and your shadow, truest enemy, whispers in your voice. I'm Commodore Zed, your storyteller for this journey into the dark. Our players tonight will be exploring what it means to be forgotten, unfinished, and ultimately confronted with the fight to bury in light. I'm going to open with them, each one of them, introducing themselves and their character briefly. I'm going to start with John Purple, aka Nerdwire Plays.
I am Nerdwire Plays. I play a lot of games, mostly Nintendo and retro, over on my channel, twitch.tv/Nerdwire Plays. And I am a hero indeed. I'm playing John Purple Barrowman. Most of his friends call him John Purple. But he doesn't have any friends, so very few people actually call him John Purple. And tonight, the way that I've played him previously is, he lacks self-confidence. Pretty hardcore. But he desires to be a hero. He desires to show people his passions and talk about comic books and really kind of carve out a place, but also looking to make some friends along the way and an actual group of compatriots. And 2 weeks ago, I happened to be able to acquire a ship by means of dashing for the helm, and by proxy, I've kidnapped some friends. So we're going on a journey together. And that's John.
Next, we have Team Wildwood, being represented by Nerd at Art currently, and they are playing characters which I will let them explain, but their camera seems to have just gone completely crazy. We can hear you.
We can hear you. Can chat hear her? Because you're using VDO.
Chat
cannot hear me.
Now they might be able to hear you.
Oh, there's my camera back. I think it sorted itself out.
Mm-hmm.
Yay! Okay, cool. Anywho, sorry guys. I am Nerd at Art. I am one half of Team Wildwood. The other half is my hubs, who you will catch online doing all sorts of retro gaming and stuff. I play one half of our character, the Doctors. I am Dr. Evelyn Hyde Hall. I am here to learn all that I can about the afterlife and to hopefully find the Wraith that I believe killed us. Yeah. It's all very mysterious. I'm excited to see what this week
You'll
brings.
never find that Wraith.
Sakura returns as Gaius Valerius Aquilinus, a Roman centurion whose centuries-long march through Death's battlefield is finally catching up with him. Forms he no longer recognizes. Sakura, tell us about yourself. Tell us about your stream. Tell us what you got. In my stream, if you type !voice, which will activate Sakura's bot, which will give you all the information you need to know.
Or in the words of Saki's bot, Vos. It does not pronounce voice.
Oh, hi, I'm Saki. I play mostly retro, lots of tabletops now.
Right, for those of you who have trouble hearing Saki, we also have the closed captioning set up for her, just above her head, just below John Purple. That should help with everything. And tonight, we welcome Keywork Savior. Playing
Dr. Saris Harris. Good old boy from the Bronx, paranormal spiritualist investigator. He'll follow the spirits, he'll follow the money, either way, it's the money. Bit of a mishap on his part, an investigation that went just a little bit wrong, kind of got 1408'd right out a window, and he thinks maybe his all those things that his mom said about heaven and hell, maybe that's why he's in this kind of weird in-between thing for the ways that he treated people in life. And also Keywork Savior does stream on Twitch, retro and variety and stuff like that. So
yeah, go follow that man. He's playing Tears of the Kingdom every now and again and some other retro things.
Every now and again, yeah.
With all introductions taken care of, the themes tonight are identity, trauma, the unbearable weight of unfinished business, and the fragility of the soul under pressure. Wraith. Not about saving the world, but about saving yourself, one regret at a time. Soak your shadow, sharpen your passions, and remember, in death, nothing is truly over. Let's begin. The black veil groans under the strain of the maelstrom, the spectral hull quivering as shrieking winds tear across the deck. The skies above churn with violent lightning and ashen clouds that twist and convulse the gods. Each bolt of lightning cracks open the heavens, illuminating the void with flashes of violet, ghostly light. Rain, if it can be called that, lashes the ship in needles of black ichor, each drop hissing and burning as it strikes the steel rails. It runs in slick rivers across the deck, thick and ink dark, pulling in corners like coagulated memory. Sails billow unnaturally, catching not just the wind but raw emotions, fear, wrath, guilt. Rigging hums with the strain of holding fast against the storm, vibrating like a plucked nerve. Every knot, every line is a prayer to. Winds howl with voices, half-heard sobs, laughter turned inside out. Came to those long forgotten. They pull at the minds of the crew, tempting you to listen. Remember, fall. Spectral wrecks spin through the storm, drifting close and vanishing again into the. Their shattered forms like bones in the whirlpool. Some still bear flickers of essence, phantom lights in broken cabins, hands reaching from shattered portholes. And in the distance, barely visible through the storm's fury, looms the jagged silhouette of the forgotten lighthouse. Its beacon still shines, remains buried beneath layers of time and torment. But the black veil presses on, its course unwavering, carving through the tempest like a wound. What do you do? How do you introduce? Your characters are now working the ship. Tell me about your characters and how they now interact with the ship, how they work with the ship, and how they experience the tempest around them.
I would assume John is not even assume. I'm not going to assume anything about John. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on with John. John is at the helm of the ship. John is. He's realized he doesn't really feel like he can leave it, but he's also realized that the ship it's chained him to it at times, and he doesn't necessarily want to give that up. He's very happy about his ship and also his newfound friends. But he's been taking long periods at the helm of the ship, steering through the tempest. Not really calling out orders because he's not a man who knows how to call out orders, but also still just swaying and rocking, tired from the stamina that he's been having to put into it, steering that ship for as long as he has.
Nerded art.
She can't speak for what Jake's been up to because she's been very in her own head a lot lately, especially after dispatching with that specter with the pistol last time. It kind of got to her in an emotional way, and so she's really just been quiet and observing. She's very curious about John's shadow because he seems to wrestle with it so much, and so if I may, I'd like to roll for Soul Sight to see what she's gleaned of John's shadow, having been, here on the ship with him for a bit.
And that's Castigate, correct?
Now.
All right, just let me pull that up one moment. Pardoners. Castigate, Soul Sight.
And Keyword,
Right.
you do have my sheet, correct? Because you're going to need that.
Yeah, let me get that.
With a successful Perception plus Castigate roll, a partner can sense the target's shadow. The more success is scored, the more details learned. One success indicates the shadow's angst rating relative to the partner's weaker, about equal or stronger, while 5 successes reveals the shadow's archetype, primary thorn, and dark passions. So we'll go ahead and make your roll. The difficulty is 6.
Alrighty, so perception plus castigate, which is only right now. Oh crap. Okay, I'm reading. Okay, that's the dice I'm rolling. There we go. Now, what am I rolling?
All right, we get 1 success. The more successes scored, the more details learned. 1 success indicates the shadow's angst rating relative. What is your angst rating? And what is your angst rating keyword?
Mine is.
Angst is at a 2.
Oh, not keyword, sorry.
My angst is for my shadows at a 5, and yeah.
Okay, there's a very angsty shadow. Okay, well that's good to know. That's. I'm sure I'll try again later, see if I get any more information. But yeah, I'd say she's probably helping work the rigging. She's very interested in watching the storm, watching these other, kind of phantom ships come and go, and just really taking it all in.
Madame Rue, Maiden Rue, I apologize. Maiden Rue, who had gotten on the ship with you, has been helping as well as she can, but she seems to be more of a counselor. A willing ear that you can speak to about anything. At any time, she just seems very willing to hear you out, comfort, and to therapy, do therapy with you, if so to speak. Always seems available. Sakura, what has Gaius been doing on the ship? And it's only
Gaius
been a
is
day.
doing whatever he needs to do, securing ropes, moving sails, and so on. He's not an expert sailor, but he understands how it works enough.
Fantastic. So Gaius has been hard at work, lifting the spectral ropes. Everything on this ship is made of souls. Everything on the ship is made from the soul of another wraith. The ropes, the sails, the masts, the boards. This ship is an artifact. It is not a relic. I believe.
Flip it and reverse it.
Flip it and reverse it. I keep doing that. It
is a relic, but not an artifact.
But not an artifact, yes. So the sheet, the sails are part of the ship. The ropes are not. There we go. As you're crashing through the tempest, you see many, as I mentioned before, you see many wrecks along the side. But against one of them, you never hear anything come from them. Maybe some howls, maybe some moans in the distance, but never anything intelligent. That is until a dinghy slams up against the side of the ship. And you hear a voice coming from it.
Hello! Hello! Help me out! Don't let me die in these cursed waves!
I turn
to John. Captain?
This is my chance.
Make quick
I could
with
be a
it!
hero. I could. Okay. Gaius, could you go and stop the sails from doing the sail things, please?
Yes, Captain.
John likes the sound of that.
So interesting hearing that
John
voice from
really
you,
likes the sound of that. So, what ends up happening is, in order to kind of steer it away from the draft of the wind just a little bit, while Gaius is closing the sails up for us, I kind of turn the boat and do a little bit of an Akira skid toward the side just a little bit. And I'm going to go and lean over the side of the boat and take a look. As I do that, I turn back and I'm like, nobody else touch the helm of the ship. And I look over and I perceive a man sitting in a dinghy And what does Sarah Harris look like? Not that I know your actual name. Sorry, I apologize for spoiling that, but you know.
Looks like a drowned rat. He's wearing a three-piece suit, barely keeping his fashionable trilby on his head.
Oh my goodness. Sir,
I'll bring over a rope.
are you okay over there?
Boy, do I look okay? Pull me up before this damn thing is dashed on your own boat.
grab the rope that the doctor's put over there.
All right. Will it hold?
I don't know.
Give me a dexterity plus athletics check. Difficulty 4.
Sure, you can't park here.
I'm sorry, you
This is
said
not a
now
Wendy's.
dexterity and
Athletics. Plus 4.
Okay.
Not plus 4, difficulty 4. So you're looking for 4s.
How many d10s do I roll?
And number your dexterity plus your athletics.
Oh.
It's like vampire.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm tired tonight, so. Oof,
Oh my God! You botched your very first roll. All right.
I fall into the Stygian depths that I've never heard from again.
Essentially, Sarah said the doctor in the three-piece suit begins to climb up the ropes, and he slides off, folks. He loses it, and he tumbles deep into almost. But John Purple, make a dexterity plus athletics check. Difficulty 5.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
Blah blah blah.
1, 2, 3. 3.
3 successes. All right. As you begin falling, and your gravity takes hold, because gravity works the exact same way in the Shadowlands as it does in the Skinlands, a hand reaches down and grabs you by the ankle and pulls you up over the ship. A strong hand. Not a strong hand, but a real strong hand pulls and lifts you over the bow of the ship. Not the bow, over the side. All right. Excellent.
Not the rescue I'd hoped for, but a rescue nonetheless.
What are you doing out here?
If I tell you if I knew, I don't know why, but I woke up on this boat. Boat that it is, tinier than my bathtub. What are you doing out here? What is this?
And as he asks, "What is this?" John extends his arms around, and he tries to be as welcoming as he can to this poor drowned rat that he just pulled out of the ocean, the Tempest Ocean, and he says, "Welcome to Jurassic Park. This is my ship, and this is my crew, my friends." And he gestures toward the doctors, and he gestures toward Gaius and Maiden Rue. I almost forgot her name. I apologize. She hasn't really been talking to me all that much. I don't think she likes me very well.
So he's pointing. He's pointing
Gaius
out the
climbs
3
down the
individuals.
side of the ship and pulls back up the dinghy.
All right, so Gaius pulls up the dinghy, and John Purple, he has not introduced himself yet, though, pointed out to 3 individuals. Not 4.
So my hell is being trapped on a ship in a sea of fools? Are you mad?
I'm not angry.
No, crazy. A lunatic.
Oh, well. No, well, I'm not. But this person over here, and I point to the doctors, that Jake guy over there, sometimes not Jake guy, is 2 people in one. That's pretty crazy.
We're in an endless rubber room together. Do you have a name?
Oh yes, I apologize. And he takes a deep bow before him, a very deep bow, and he says, "My name is John Barrowman, but my friends call me John Purple." Tips fedora. Audibly says that out loud. He doesn't just he doesn't wear a fedora. He wears a ball cap. He tips fedora.
All right. I doff my trilby and I kind of dump the seawater out of it, or whatever ether that is. Saris Harris, at your service. And I stick my hand out.
Stick my hand out, and his hand is as wet as mine is because my hands are sweaty just perpetually anyway. So I'm assuming he doesn't notice, and our hands kind of slide together as we shake hands.
That is unpleasant as I would have hoped.
The doctor extends her hand and introduces herself. I am Dr. Evelyn Hyde Hall. Pleasure to meet you.
You're two spirits in one corpus, right? Or not corpus, but one shadow, right?
You'll meet Jake later.
What do you appear? Do you appear as a woman, or?
Yes.
Do you shift when you change psyches? Okay.
Exactly, yeah. So right now I appear as Dr. Evelyn Hyde Hall. I have medium length brown hair, usually messy. I'm wearing a kind of 70s pattern button-up shirt under my lab coat and high-waisted pants. And yeah.
It's a pleasure, madam.
Dr. Jake will take over later.
Not sure what that means, but I guess we'll find out in due time. And you, sir, you're rather strong. I'd hate to shake your hand if you're promised not to crush it.
After shaking his wet hand, you can see Dr. Evelyn's wiping her hand off on her lab coat.
How long have you been down there?
I am Gaius Valerius Aquilinus. Greetings. We can shake hands if you wish. I will not harm you.
Certainly.
I am Gaius Valerius Aquilinus. Greetings. We can shake hands if you wish. I will not harm you.
I haven't met many people down in the Bronx that look like you, but definitely want you on my side if it comes to a tussle.
You're from New York?
I am.
That's so cool. It's where the Avengers base is, and the X-Men, and oh my gosh, that is so cool. I need you to tell me what part of the Bronx?
Not sure what you're talking about. I was
Very
born on the Lower
clearly,
East.
neither does John. John does not realize that the Bronx is the part of New York.
I am from Rome, a long time ago.
I don't even know when now is. You got fashions amongst you that I've never seen. Dress, sure, but not like that. Down there, I don't know. I lost my watch some time ago. I think sometime after I hit 43rd Street, falling out of that window.
It is my understanding that in the Tempest, time is fluid. Things may not always be as they appear.
I think I could stand a few fewer fluids around here. I think I'm turning into one myself.
I would not recommend going down into the hull of the boat, but we can get you a nice corner of the upper portion of this ship to sleep on if you need a rest.
Rest would be good. I think a rest is what I need. A nice long one. Secure me a place on the poop deck.
John laughs at the joke too, audibly, a little too loud, a little too awkwardly, and a little too long. He's so funny. Well, I suppose
Circus
we need to figure out.
accident. Shit happens.
I suppose we need to figure out where we're going to go and what we're doing. I genuinely like the whole thing that we did was running away from the Red Chain guys. You guys have a direction? Did you have anywhere you wanted to go, Doctor Zagaius? Maybe Mr. Harris?
Someplace dry is all I was headed to. This'll do for now, but are you telling me you don't have a place in mind where you're headed? Am I just adrift on a bigger boat?
Our departure was quite sudden and unexpected.
I'm a little directionless. I'm not gonna lie. I'm out here collecting friends.
Pat myself down, kind of figure out what I have on me. I seem to have something here. It's, taking a look at it, it kind of looks to be a map. It's about as wishy-washy as I feel. It's changing. maybe you can take a look at it. Yeah. So I do actually have an artifact. It is a map
Yes,
of the
a
Tempest.
map of the Tempest. Yes.
That would be
And I have no
perfect.
idea how to read it.
I'm not the smartest cookie in the shed, but
I may be able to look it over, determine a destination.
Right. When you open the map, it is completely black, except for a period in the center that is clearly Stygia. And there are the closer you look at Stygia, the more you begin to see silver lines being created through the blackness that represents the Tempest. And it starts to create a series of byways. And the Stygia shrinks, the darkness grows, but the lines become longer, and they reach out to bigger and bigger, and to bigger islands along the way. And the map begins to say Dark Kingdom of Jade. Stygia. The game starts naming all the Dark Kingdoms. All the various kingdoms. Kingdom of Obsidian, or what's left of it. But the strangest thing is, as it zooms all the way out, it suddenly zooms all the way back in. Zooms past Lake Blackwater. A small byway, a small, very narrow byway. Comes to a red dot. That's moving slowly. It represents the ship. You have the ability to pinch and squeeze like on a device that John Purple has seen before.
So I'll take I take my hands on the map and I just put 2 fingers directly on it. As I do that, I expand and zoom slowly. And I'm just blown away. I'm flabbergasted that this piece of paper gives me the ability to do this. And I try to explain the concept of Google Maps to these people who have zero clue what a Google Maps is.
What is a Google?
It is magic.
And John says, "Oh no, my good sir, this is far from magic. This is a lot like foldable, flexible LCD screen." Okay, lights that are really tiny but colored, flattened but flexible. The screen you can interact with. And it comes from my time.
Why do you need flat light?
He's kind of he turns and he looks at Gaius and he goes, "Why do you need a sword?" I don't need it. I want it. But
You
I
have
digress.
seen why.
I digress. This can give us direction. If you guys want to follow it.
Can we bring it back to the Duke's English here? I don't care about the how. I just want to know the what. What are we doing with this? I see it moving. I see it changing.
This dot right here,
Yeah.
I believe that's us. In all
I'm gonna kind of. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna kind of lean in and observe the map and see if I recognize anything, because I would know something about a lot of these kingdoms, at least what's written knowledge.
Why don't you
and all
give
of
me
these
a
other dots are kingdoms.
Nerd and Art? Give me a Wits plus Enigmas roll, difficulty 7.
Ditto, cause I've been around.
Vampire dice. Okay.
2.
2 successes. Nice. Fantastic. All right. You notice, you're able to recognize that this byway that you're in is unstable because something higher up the byway is trying to block.
Okay.
You recognize you're still very close to Stygia. You've made no progress away. I mean, you could find another byway, a safe byway to Stygia, which would put you right in the path of the hierarchy very easily. So if you want to get away from the Crimson, you're going to have to go deeper. You see that forgotten lighthouse on the horizon.
Yes,
the
that's
lighthouse
right.
on the horizon.
Can I kind of see on the map? Is it like are there islands there? Is there something there?
There are islands there, but there's no label.
Okay, interesting. Well, appears we have a literal light for our way.
I don't mind being your DD. Point me the direction, I'll hit the helm. My fair
Is
lady.
it flat?
The black veil drifts through the unfathomable dark of the tempest. Spectral storm of swirling black clouds and screaming winds pressing in from all sides. Faint flickering tendrils of lightning illuminate massive structures in the distance. Ancient wrecks of lost ships, rumbling buildings from dead civilizations, shifting spirits trapped. Ships' lanterns burn a dull, sickly blue, casting elongated shadows that move when no one is looking. Barrowman, you're on the ship's wheel, correct?
Correct.
Give me a dexterity plus drive check. Difficulty 8.
One, two,
Three,
three,
four.
2 10s, 4, 5.
Five
And one
successes.
erased.
Oh, one of them erased. Very good roll, though.
Thank you.
Very good roll. All right. As you manage to wisp around a floating chunk of building, just in the byway now, large skyscraper top with a needle. As you manage to steer around it at the last moment, but as you do, you get closer to the wall of the tempest. As the storm howls, spectral wind tears at the sails. A pocket of stillness forms in the roiling fog off the starboard bow. Sea calms briefly, and the crew of the Black Veil sees it. Flickering comic book, barely held together by memory and regret, stands impossibly on the surface of the churning tempest. The sign above the door, warped and swinging, reads, Indigo Orbit. Heroes come home. Inside, the air is thick with nostalgia. Dust motes float in amber light. Shelves lean with the weight of too many unread issues. Sound of ceiling fan wobbles overhead. John Barrowman stands behind the counter, awkward and hunched, wearing a threadbare Green Lantern tee and a red vest with his name stitched in crooked letters. His hair glistens with nervous sweat. Clock reads 7:04 p.m. Wednesday. Dancing at the door. No one comes. He adjusts a stack of variant covers, replaces a bent price tag, wipes the glass on a display case that hasn't held anything of value in years. Checks the clock again. 7:07 p.m. Then, smiles. A hopeful, broken little smile. He begins rehearsing his voice, talking to no one in particular. Hey, we got the new X-Men in early. The foil cover's not bad, not like the 90s, right? You want to open up a pull list? I can keep them aside for you. The bell above the door never rings. Fluorescent lights begin to flicker. Fan slows. John stands still, voice cracking, now muttering. Said you'd come back, Jordan. Said Wednesdays were your favorite. Tear runs down his cheek. Wipes it away with the back of a hand that smudges ink. Then silence. Lights go out. The shop implodes silently into the tempest, pulled into void like a sandcastle into the wind. Only a single comic book drifting the air before.
Did everyone see this?
Everyone saw that. Everyone who looked over the starboard bow.
John's a little shaken, obviously, by what he just saw. And he kind of looks a little nervously around at the other four that are on the ship, looking in their eyes. And he tries to laugh it off just a little bit, and he's like, I don't know who that guy was, but what a nerd, right?
Evelyn has probably looked away. She's realized that she just witnessed something that was very private and personal to John, and she's just kind of averted her eyes.
Past lives, future sight. I've seen this stuff. That was you. You were alive,
No. I mean, I was alive.
but you're not.
That wasn't me.
Say the thing. X-Men? What was that?
The X-Men was a comic book series.
I got comics. Pulp novels. Dime a dozen.
Slightly different in my time, and I'm sure even more different in John's time.
They're so cool.
That was you. You were running a shop, and now you're running a ship?
Were they jokes? Comic means jokes.
They're
Some of
illustrative.
them were
Beautiful art. Written for people to have heroes. I don't know what to do with that information. I gotta be honest, I'm a little embarrassed. A lot embarrassed.
all of us have suffered failures in our time, John. You have nothing
My
to
whole
be
life was a
embarrassed by.
failure. John's frustrated. He kind of, as he says that, he turns away from everybody. He can't bear to have them look at him any longer.
Failure? Were you fed? Did you have a roof? You sound passionate about these things. Did you enjoy your work?
I did.
And why embarrassed? Why ashamed?
Chin up, Mr. Purple. Life may fail, but things are different here.
He's kind of taking in, especially what Gaius just said to him. And he kind of repeats it out loud. Things are different here. Things are different here. And he turns around, and he's a little too eager to turn around. He's like, I got friends. Just very assumptive. These are more captives than anything. We're stuck on this ship. He knows that.
Maiden Roos.
She was a girl who shopped the shop. I took a liking to her. But she liked me. I didn't really talk a whole lot. Just an unrequited love. She was pretty. And she was interested in a lot of the same things that I was interested in. But, I thought she would come back. I'm feeling a little vulnerable right now, Ms. Rue.
Good. Closed. As you press forward, the tempest erupts into a violent motion. Not a maelstrom, something more personal. Has already become. Air thickens, filling with whispers that speak directly to names, places, regrets, fragments of your past lives dredged up from the depths of the storm. Fork of violet lightning arcs across the sky as the ship rocks. Storm around the black veil stills once again, opening like a current onto a haunting clinical hospital room. Flickering in and out of reality floats sterile white, impossibly clean. Walls breathe faintly as if alive. In the center, a metal gurney with wires coiled. Dr. Jane Hall leans over a young subject and electrodes buzz. Flickering monitor shows an erratic heartbeat never meant to be deciphered by humans. In the far corner, Dr. Evelyn Hydehall watches silently, face half shadowed by a clipboard. Neither speaks to the other. Neither notices the other. Because neither knows the other is there. Jake flips a switch. Room shudders. Lights dim. Low hum grows louder. Evelyn scribbles notes, mouthing equations while whispering. Getting too close, Jake. Deep. Watching now. Heartbeat. Subject convulses, and the second figure rises from the body. Spectre of the self, a mirror of whoever's watching. Jake turns in horror. Evelyn is gone. Evelyn turns. Jake is gone. They each scream the same words at the same moment. What have you done? The journey is now empty. Lights strobe. Each flash. Jake and Evelyn switch. Neither aware of the other's presence. Always believing they are alone. Always continuing the same terrible final flash. Both stand across from one another. Faces slowly becoming identical. Features. Lab collapses into the holding in.
I told you it was his fault. And now you're stuck with him for eternity.
Evelyn is just still staring at where the image once was. She just takes a big deep breath and just looks out into the storm, thinking about that day and everything that went wrong.
Purple, how does that scene make you feel?
He's contemplative, but I feel like he's almost too wrapped up in his own emotions. He's almost dismissive of anyone else's problems because of what he just saw of his own. And he's eating his embarrassment from what he just saw. And he doesn't take notice of Evelyn making any kind of reaction. Because she's pretty quiet and contemplative about it. But he also doesn't exactly know what to say. So instead of saying anything, he steers away from that vision as best as he can. He doesn't want to pry. Doesn't want to say anything. But he wants to get Evelyn away from what she just saw.
I think it's made Evelyn more reflective than anything. You know, she's thought about those moments so many times since she got here and trying to figure it out and trying to understand what happened. You know, she knows, you know, she's aware of the fact that she shares a form with Jake, and it's very frustrating to her because the way that they live now, they can never be together. And even though the voice in her head, her shadow, keeps telling her that this is Jake's fault, she refuses to believe that. She believes in her innermost soul that there was a specter responsible for this and she is going to find it, or a wraith responsible for this and she is going to find it. And so she's seen those moments so many times in her own head, but it was remarkably clear and almost more informative than it had ever been in her own mind watching it like that. And so it's almost like this is something I know, but somehow new information. So she's very much processing it.
Saris, what do you think of all these morality? What does Saris have to feel about all these morality plays that are taking place around him?
All Sirius can think about is his mom talking about heaven and hell and purgatory, and that kind of figures where he is, or he figures that's where he is right now. This is some sort of in between where you have to reconcile for the things that you did in your life if you want to move on to whatever's after this. It's hellish in what it's showing, but it's not hell. It's not torment. It's just psychological memories, just assaulting. It's all emotional. It's not torturous. It's not a lake of fire.
Sarah's talk about that with anybody? Or is that internal monologue?
No, this is all going through his head. He's kind of wondering what this is and how he can get out of here.
You're never leaving, Saris! Yells John from the helm. You're my friend now!
He killed a seabird in his last life, and now we're gonna wash up on the lighthouse, and Willem Dafoe is gonna be farting. No.
I once a farter myself.
Anyway. Yes. So the storm picks up again and begins rocking the ship. The whirlpool appears at the bow. Purple, I need you to make another another piloting test. 5 plus athletics. As you navigate,
1, 2, 3, 4,
you
5,
are
6,
on fire
6.
tonight. As you whip around and you manage to circumnavigate the whirlpool in front of you. But as you do so, you crest another rolling wave. And the tempest shifts again. Storm's cry becomes rhythmic. Boots on stone. Clang of shields. Low growl of Latin orders shouted into the...
John is afraid right now, by the way. Just to interject that.
Feel free to interject at any time during my descriptions. Please. Off the port bow, a long spectral road appears. Half submerged in the sea, half suspended in air. It stretches endlessly, cobbled with bone and ash, stretching forward and backward into epochs long dead. On it marches Gaius Valerius Aquilinius. Hundreds of versions of him. Thousands. Each bears the weight of war. Some are armored in battle Lorica Segmenta, faces proud and young, others draped in plague rags, their eyes hollow from medieval. Some wear no armor at all, just chains of Roman coins strung around their necks, slaves to memory. Gaius marches in silence, sandals scraping the street. Look left or right. But on either side of the road, ghosts of his past commands. Boy too young to shave, screaming his name in Etruscan as he bleeds from a gut wound. Morris Auxiliary, half burned and dragging himself forward on stump, asking, "You win?" Legionnaire in Napoleonic dress, speaking French but burying Gaius's face. Viet Cong in tattered peasant wear, muttering Latin prayers as he weeps. Modern Marine, desert camo, broken helmet in hand, Gaius Sir, begging not to go back into the... All are him, none are him. War never stopped, only the language changed. Then, shadow crossed. At the head of the column stands a great bronze statue, Gaius' own likeness, half buried in sand. It weeps black ichor from its hollow eyes. Beneath it, lashed to the plinth, are his fetters, sword, armor, shield, laid like music. Tourists walk past, snap pictures. Tries to scream at them to protect what remains of his honor, but they... Only the Tempest does. Storm rips the statue apart with a scream of metal on stone. March halts. Gaius's, thousands of them, turn toward the ship, all at once. Feel every pair of those eyes lock on. Then they speak in unison. Is this what we died for? The road shatters, and the enemies are gone. For a moment, as thousands upon thousands of Gaiuses crash against the ship as a wave, and begin pouring onto the weapons bared. The boy of Zama, Roman tunic soaked in blood, sword dragging behind him, face barely older than 13, eyes too wide. The same Moorish artilleryman drags himself up the ship, continually, did we win? Did we win? Over and over again. The blue French uniform of the Napoleonic Legionnaires' blood-soaked cravat, bayonet rusted, a face of perfect Gaius in powdered wig and mustache. Viet Cong Echo appears tattered in tattered peasant wear, sandals made of tire rubber, carries a rusted sickle, his face contorts mid-sentence, weeping and the Desert Marine, appearance in United States Marine Corps fatigues, helmet hanging from a strap, blood caked across. Dog tags read, Aquilinius. They stalk across the ship, thousands of them crashing into it, climbing onto the ship, attacking, rushing towards you. I need everyone to make an initiative check, please.
Is that 1d10?
That is, you're going to roll 1d. Oh, I'm going to actually give me 1 second because I'm going to go over the whole combat rules with you as soon as I find them. 1 second, please. I just post them in rule in Ever After. There we go. Okay, so to roll initiative, you're going to roll 1d10 and add your dexterity plus wits.
Mm,
9, 14.
I got 15.
15?
Dexterity and wit. So I got 7.
Okay, so I'm going to start from 20. Did anyone get a 20?
No.
19. 18. 17.
What was, let's say, what was Sakra's roll?
That's a 10. So whatever.
I was about to say a 0.
So whatever Sakra's dex plus wits is on top of that.
15.
15. Okay.
Saki and I tied. And I think that's the highest.
Sakura, nerd. Okay. Anyone a 14? 13.
That was me.
12.
Nerded Art was 14.
14.
Yeah, I was 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you get there, Keywork?
7.
7. Okay. And 8. Let me roll for everyone else. And they just roll. I'm going to roll 1 initiative for all of them. They go on a 7 too. All right. Gaiuses go on a 7. All right. So we declare in reverse order. So the Gaiuses are all going to declare. The Gaius, the Napoleonic Legionnaire Gaius, is going to rush John Purple with a rusty bayonet and try to stab him.
Gaius closes his eyes briefly, and shudders, then opening them where it is always war, and pulls out his sword.
As Gaius says war, it's always war, and pulls out his sword, the 15-year-old boy starts running in him, dragging the sword behind him, guts hanging out of his stomach. The Viet Cong soldier begins to square off with Saris Harris, while the United States Marine Corps soldier brandishes his weapon tentatively at Dr. Evelyn. Keywork, what do you do?
I think Saris is incredibly confused as to what's going on right now.
It's a wave of Gaius just came over the ship and onto it, and you're being attacked by them.
I don't believe I have anything regarding a weapon. And he's got a rusty sickle.
Got a rusty sickle.
Now listen, fella, I don't want any of what you got. I don't know what this is or why you're here, but I mean, I think you got to talk to him. It's his ship.
All right, Nerded Art, what are you going to do? You're not. So you're just going to dodge. I take it.
Yeah, I'm going to dodge.
You're going to dodge. Okay, they're all going to attack. Nerded Art, what are you going to do?
The same. I'll be dodging. I do have the firearm on me, but I'm not drawing it. I just kind of put my hands up and, we mean no harm. We're only passing through.
All right, Nerdwire and Sakura, what do you two do?
Jesus. Which one was coming for me again?
The Napoleonic soldier with the rusty bayonet.
How far away are they from me?
They're going to be able to get to you and attack you. It's not a huge ship.
Okay, cool. John wants to stone hand punch this thing back away from him. I'm not even going to try to dodge. I want a stone hand punch.
Want a stone hand punch? All right.
Yeah.
Sakura, what do you want to do?
Rip and tear.
Oh, Jupiter,
How about-
I'm sorry. So sorry. I attacked the kid.
Awesome. All right, so Sakura, you get to roll first because you have the higher initiative modifier. So I want you to roll your dexterity plus melee. You're looking for 6s. The kid is not trying to dodge; he is just trying to attack you with the sword. You get to attack before he does. So roll it.
Strength and melee.
Nope, dexterity and melee. Strength is for damage. Ads. Starting up right when we're in combat. Oh my golly, good golly. 1,
That's a
2,
great roll.
3, 4, 5. 5. Plus you have a specialization if I remember correctly. So re-roll that 10. See if you get another success.
Much better than 3 2s.
Oh, you rolled it hit it.
Twos.
You can reveal that and then pick it up. Oh, it was a 2.
It was a 2. The 2s are back, everybody. All right,
Natural
but
two.
about 5 successes. So roll your strength plus 1, and you already got 5, 6 plus. You already got 5. So just roll your strength plus 1. Almost pointless, but it's okay.
Blah.
Eight damage. He tries to he soaks. Soaks 1. As you set as Gaius, oh Jupiter, I'm sorry, so sorry. And he attacks the 13-year-old. He swings with the sword and swings right through its body, cleaving it in 2, and it disappears. It wisps away into nothingness as he does 8 damage to it, immediately destroying its corpus in 1 shot, dissipating the attacking child. Nerdwire, you're up next. You're going to make a dexterity plus brawl attack. You're spending 1 pathos for your stone hand punch.
Yep.
And roll strength plus outrage.
Gaius starts weeping.
Strength plus brawl?
No, it's dexterity plus brawl.
Dexterity plus brawl.
Strength is for damage afterwards.
Okay, I got you. Dexterity plus...
Spend 1 pathos.
Sorry.
Yep, spend 1 pathos.
Spend the 1 pathos.
Yep.
And then roll out my outrage plus
Your outrage.
dexterity?
No, your dexterity plus brawl.
I'm sorry. Dexterity plus brawl. Okay.
Dexterity plus brawl, yep. Difficulty 6.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 4. And then I need to roll another 10. Do I need to roll another one?
Yes, roll another one.
4.
All right. How much pathos do you want to? I don't recommend spending a lot of pathos on this.
I'm only going to spend one.
All right.
I'm
So you
only gonna
spend one pathos. So you're going to add that pathos to your damage pool. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes. All right. So it's your strength plus 1 plus 1. So roll it. Strength plus 2. Reroll those 10s.
Both of them?
Yep. All right. As you wind up your punch, fist almost it elongates almost. It grows as you pour your pathos into it, and you lean forward with your biggest Popeye punch, and you knock the Legionnaire directly in the chest, sending it off the ship. And as it's flying off the ship, it dissipates into nothingness. As it crumbles.
I'm extremely surprised.
Extremely surprised?
I'm surprised by the strength. I'm surprised by what happened there. I wasn't exactly prepared. This was like an unexpected surprise at how strong that punch was.
Nerd at Art is holding her action to dodge the United States Marine, and you are acting at the exact same time as your Viet Cong guy, Sarah. So you are dodging. So he's attacked. So the Viet Cong is going to attack Sarah first. They only have 3 dice to attack. Difficulty 6. He got 2 successes. So, Saris, you're going to want to roll dexterity plus dodge. You want to beat 2 successes. I hear that. My dogs do the same thing.
I might not see him dodge.
Dodge isn't an actual thing on this sheet. It was one, and dodge goes into athletics.
Athletics. I apologize.
Okay. No, you're all right.
Yep. If you're going to defense, dodge is dexterity plus athletics. It used to be a dodge. Yep. All right. You got 4 successes. You clearly dodged the rusty sickle as it comes flying at your body. You managed to twist away easily. It doesn't even come close. Same for the doctor. You're going to make a dexterity plus athletics check here. As the United States Marine swings his rifle at you, not firing at you, he swings it at you.
Okay.
He gets 1 success, so you only need to get 1 success in your dexterity plus athletics check. Roll. You got the right dice roll? Okay, and you manage to dodge as he swings the rifle at you as well. Leading us back to the top of the initiative, declaring from the bottom, the Gaiuses are going to continue attacking their targets that they are on. Keywork, what are you going to do? Are you going to continue dodging?
I think I'm going to retreat towards Gaius. I think I'm going to kind of put this dude in between me and whatever the hell this is.
All right. And Dr. Evelyn, what is Dr. Evelyn doing? Because he's still attacking you.
Yeah, I guess if he's not giving up the attack, I will try and use his momentum as he goes past me after I dodged him to try and send him to the deck.
All right, so you're going to be making a dex. Okay, that's what you're doing. Nerdwire and Sakura, what are you two doing?
If I did Phantom Wings,
yes,
can I pick up one of these and fly them off the boat?
No,
it doesn't really say anything about it, but could I?
Let me take a look. I mean, that sounds cool, so I'm not going to say no immediately. That's under Phantom Wings. What's your strength?
Your strength is 4.
Well, gain 1 turn of flight at any speed between the stationary hover and the character's. Sure. Tricky maneuvers in tight quarters may require dexterity plus athletics at the storyteller. You're going to need to make a dexterity plus athletics check. And you need to spend pathos at difficulty 6.
Yes.
Each success indicates 1 turn of flight. So if you only get 1 success, you're going to end up not being able to fly back onto the ship.
Yeah.
All right. So
I
I
want
need
to
you.
grab the. I want to grab the one that Sarah Harris has kind of put between himself and Gaius. I want to grab that one.
All right. So why don't you? Which one again?
The one that's between Sarah Harris and Gaius that he's tried to kind of cordon off between the two of them.
All right. So spend your pathos, and now roll wits plus Argos. Difficulty 6.
Three.
3. So that's 3 turns. So now give me your dexterity plus athletics check. Difficulty 6 to pick him up and fly him over the edge.
I have a specialty in acrobatics under dexterity. Would this count?
No.
No. Okay. I thought I would check.
Wings. Spectral wings are ripped from the back of John Purple. Describe your wings.
So they appear the same on pretty much everybody. So they are translucent. They're see-through, but they're a little iridescent, and they're not super large. They're not like 30-foot span wings. They are like your typical, like what you would see, your traditional angel wing to look like. Is the way that I see that. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 successes. That's more than enough to go from where you are from a dead stop into full speed, going faster because you're in the Tempest than you normally would. You scoop up the Viet Cong soldier and you lift him up and you take him off the edge and you drop him. And that's your turn, Sakura.
Yep.
Guy starts weeping. Okay.
I'll go for whatever is closest.
That would be a couple steps to get to the one fighting the doctor. Make your dexterity plus melee check. You'll probably dispatch this before it even gets a chance to attack the doctor.
While she's doing that, for added context, all of these things are just happening to John. Like, he's innately accidentally thinking of these things, and it's just because he has this hero worship and these things are happening, so he's still very surprised every time he's able to fly or Stonehand punch.
2 successes. They can't dodge because he was attacking, so you managed to hit him. Roll your strength plus 1, and you already have 2 successes. So strength plus 1. The 1 takes away 1 success, leaving you with 1, 2, 3. Reroll the 10. Explodes. It does explode, so 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. As Guy steps forward with his Gladius, grabbing the Spectre, well, not the Spectre, but the other Gaius by the back of the helmet, and drives the Gladius through its back, up through its chest, dispatching it as it completely vanishes again. The last echo of Gaius shatters like glass across the deck. Fragments of memory evaporating into the wind. Then, silence. Tempest retreats. Not with a bang, but like a breath held too long. Water's calm. Fog parts. Above you, a sky of dull gray soul stuff opens up. Not quite light. Not quite dark. Just empty. Deck is slick with ghost ichor and the weight of things. Splinters of soul steel groan on the ship rights itself where below the black veil hum. Not mechanical, not spiritual. It's alive. No enemies rise. No orders bark. Quiet. Whatever that was. Felt it, saw it. Now you're left with each other. Silence.
So I'm still hovering above the ship just a little bit for narrative purposes. I descend down slowly in my best Superman pose that John can do with his dumpy little self. And as he lands, he lets out this just gasp of, "Oh my God!"
Is that a common occurrence around here? That's something that happens every day?
Does it look like it's a common occurrence for me?
Which part? You sprouting wings or
Facts. Shit, repeatedly.
You're,
Facts.
hold on, time out 1 second. Your camera seems to have gone offline again, Team Nerd Alert. No problem. You know what? Let's actually take this opportunity to solve this issue. We'll take our 10-minute break right here, and we'll pick right up. All right.
Cool.
All right. So we'll see you back in 10 minutes. Everyone stretch. Take a break. I'm going to run 3-minute ads, and hopefully we can keep ads from running the rest of the time we're going. All right, everyone. See you soon. All right, everyone. Welcome back. Before we get into the role play again, I want to ask chat a couple questions. I just want to catch up with chat for a little bit and find out how chat is doing, how you're enjoying the game tonight, what so far you've really enjoyed, and what's worked for you. So why don't you give me some of your thoughts, and I'm going to give these fine folks a few moments to get back into character before we get going. So I know some of you got opinions, and I definitely want to hear them. Chaotic is sleepy.
Wake up!
Chaotic
Wake
is
up,
sleepy.
Don't get to be sleepy. Saturday night.
Strangers stuck in a
It's time
ship
to party.
together, witnessing each other's nightmares. I love the portrayal of the scenes and the character reactions. Oh, that's what I was going for. A little bit of voyeurism.
Yeah, John doesn't like that everybody saw that. Like, at all.
You can sleep when you're dead. I already am.
Apparently, no, you can't.
I'm proud of everybody. Thanks, Chaotic.
Thanks, Chaotic.
Thank you, Chaotic.
All right, so I'm going to start with the last RP prompt that we gave. I want to read that over again, and we'll start from there. The tempest retreats, but not with a bang, but with a breath held too long, finally exhaled. The water's calm. Fog part. Above you, a sky of dull gray soul stuff opens. Not quite light, not quite dark, just empty. Deck is slick with ghost ichor, and the weight of things is broken. Splinters of steel groan as the ship rights itself. Somewhere below, the black veil hum. Not mechanical, not spiritual, just alive. When enemies rise, ship quiet, and each of you still here. Whatever that was, it was real. Felt it, saw it, breathed it. Now you're left with each other, and the silence is starting to ask questions.
John has descended. He had his reaction. Sarah's asked if that happens often. John, kind of disgusted by that question, is like, absolutely not. What do you think? Do I look like a person who's had that happen? And I turn and I look at Gaius and I go, because John is confused by the set pieces that were there. All of the Gaius through the eras. And he looks at Gaius and he says, "Was all of that you?" And he knows deep down that it wasn't because of what they said, but it's hard for him to separate the fact that what they said versus what he saw.
I believe so, but very much not me at the same time. The tempest can be a mirror of what could be.
Are you saying that you could attack us? John's actually visibly upset about that. He thinks he's got a new friend. He doesn't really know Gaius. He's also still in awe of Gaius's form. Looking like every superhero he's ever
That
idolized.
goes against my personal convictions. I protect people, and I have for thousands of years.
Yeah, but they all looked like you. Is that your memories? We have to worry about a bunch of me's coming out? Just like this guy over here? With his belly showing?
Yeah, I wonder if I could make a roll based on my knowledge of the afterlife to see if I could explain what happened
Absolutely.
at all. Like why we're
Sure
seeing
thing.
these
Give me a
things.
wits. Well, what do you have better? What's better for you? Wits occult or
Ow.
wits academics?
What's enigmas?
Wits enigmas.
Wits academics.
Give me a wits plus academics with, if you have a specialty in psychology, let me know.
Go away, cat. No, my specialty is in metaphysics.
No, metaphysics would not apply.
So
I do not know
that's
what
I
that
figured.
was.
All right,
Things do
that's
change.
still-
And I've never been an expert.
All right, so the difficulty was 6, so the 1 takes away 1 of the 6,
Okay.
leaving for success. You get a sense that you are definitely seeing interpretations of the past. They are not perfect by any means, but if you're specifically focusing on Gaius is very old. And each soldier just represents all soldiers over all time now. All soldiers lost in death look the same when looked at through a certain lens. So every soldier is Gaius. Gaius is every soldier. Every victim of every soldier is every victim of Gaius's kind of a situation.
Okay. I'll do my best to explain that to my compatriots. Exactly, Kira. Exactly. Yes, based off of Gaius's age and notoriety here in the afterlife, I believe that he has come to represent other soldiers throughout history. In a way, his psyche is tied into theirs by their mutual experience.
That almost makes sense. Doctor, thank you.
Not really happy with that answer. John isn't. And I'm kind of
Not
hurt.
everything in the
I didn't
afterlife.
vocalize it yet. And I don't know that I will.
Fair.
I've listened, but I am a little hurt still yet. And so I just start to trudge off with my dopey walk.
As you're walking off? Are you not? So you're walking off where?
Mainly away from this group to kind of stare out into the tempest. Not toward the helm of the ship. Not to move anything just yet, because I'm afraid of what we're about to sail into next. Especially where, I've had at least a little bit of time with Jake and Evelyn and Gaius, but Rune. What's her name?
Rue.
Madam
Madam Rue.
Maiden
Yes.
Rue.
Right?
Can't keep her name.
Maiden Rue.
Maiden Rue.
Madam Maiden, whichever one.
But I haven't spent a whole lot of time with Sarah Harris, and I don't really know him yet. I don't know if I should be as afraid of him as I was of the multiple Gaiuses? Guys?
Yes, Guy.
Plural.
Aye, aye.
As the black veil glides through a lull in the storm, no one at the wheel. Fog ahead begins to swirl inward, curling like the pages of a comic book left out in the rain. Soul stuff around the ship thickens, with menace, but with counter appears, floating in the fog. Familiar, shipped, in front of the register from Indigo Order. Beyond it, the shop, but smaller. Shrunk somehow, the walls press inward like half the sleeves are empty, light bulbs flicker in fluttering yellow tone. The fan still wobbles overhead, but slower now. A single pull list sits on the counter, handwritten. Once beloved, customers turned friends. Most have been crossed, all but one. Jordan. Besides the name, a note written in John's own hand, the ink blurred from what might have been water or tears. I set aside the first print. I know you hate variants. A bell above the door rings. No one enters. Instead, the door swings wide open and wind rushes in. Pages fly. The pull list is sucked out into the tempest. Shredded midair, the comics follow. Covers flutter like dying leaves. John reaches for one, a rare issue he could never replace, only to have it turn to ash between. Then the counter begins to. Behind it, a younger version of John stands watching it all. This John doesn't move, but doesn't fight, just whispers. They only became because I had what they wanted. Not for me. The younger John looks up, his eyes meet with the Wraith. So why are you still here? Then the vision folds, closed like a comic book. The cover faded, the binding cracked, drifts down into the waves of the tempest, vanishes.
I look back. Did anybody else see this?
Oh yes, everyone saw it.
I could not just be cool. Ugh. I did. That's not how that happened. That's not how that happened. It's not how I remember it.
Burt comic panel flutters onto the deck. Image of Barrowman, heroic and surrounded by empty. Voice whispers in the background. Final issue. Register bell echoes.
Things are rarely as they are.
Did the cover disappear?
No, the cover's still on the. It's a comic panel. Comic panel.
Did the panel disappear?
No, the panel is still on the floor. The image of you, Barrowman, heroic and alone, surrounded by empty. No, it's on the deck, right there for you.
Can I get it?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
if you reach down, you can pick it up.
I reach down and I grab it. I'm holding it between my hands. This feels like a sign. I could be a hero. I am. And I'm gonna be.
Why do you have a cloud?
Don't know. I don't even know what that is. I mean, it could be regret. Every time I look at it, it makes me sad. He folds it up. And he wants to stick, and he goes to stick it in his pocket. Folds up the comic panel. Sticks it in his pocket. I just... Surely you guys have loved people. I know you have, Evelyn.
miss Jake every day. He's always with me, and yet never with me.
I let out a big sigh. This is just embarrassment after embarrassment. And I don't know.
Could you not write him notes?
We do converse with each other. It is the lack of his physical presence that I miss more than anything.
I feel that.
Walk up and clap a hand on his back. Come on. It seems like we've all lost everything. Everybody. All I have is you weirdos on this boat, and you keep saying you want to be a hero. You've already been a hero today. You were my hero. All the heroes I knew came back from the war, came back from places they really didn't want to be. They were heroes because of the situation they were in. They didn't stand around saying they wanted to be heroes. They were heroes because how they acted. So, you are a hero, whether you want to say it or not. That Jordan, she's not coming back. So what you gonna do for that memory? How would you want her to see you if she were here? Pick that head
Like
up.
what I am here.
Tuck that shirt in.
Well, it's a little tight. It's kind of hard to get below the waistline.
I understand. I had a wife and children. Hard to remember them sometimes.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry for blaming you for what we just dealt with beforehand. Sorry for feeling like... I don't know. Like I couldn't trust you. We've got to right this ship. We got to get out of this.
No one was hurt. Thank the gods.
I would agree.
My burly friend. Mr. Purple, why don't you get back up at that wheel? Because I've seen you do one thing good today. It's steer this boat. So I think that's what we need from you. And I think that's where you can put your head. You're not that guy standing in that newspaper shop. So get your head out of there. This thing's going to show us stuff. You said it wasn't real. I believe you. I don't think you were that miserable. I think you enjoyed that life until it ended. So let's do what we can here, because, again, I rely on people my whole life. I'm not there anymore, so I'm going to rely on whoever you people are until we're out of this, whatever this is.
It's funny how dying really puts things into perspective. Though. What I did with my limited time? As he's saying that, he's still kind of just like muttering to himself, God, this is embarrassing. I look like a frickin' failure in front of my friends. I want them to be impressed. I don't want them to look at me the way that everyone else looked at me in life. And he grabs a hold of the wheel.
Give him a good hard clap right between the shoulder blades. Come on! There you go.
As you grab a hold of the wheel, Maiden Rue gasps. Black veil slips between gusts, and tempest stills yet again. Not entirely, but just enough that the crew can see something parting the storm like a curtain. Village shrine, half submerged in ash-gray water, rises before you, weather-worn and delicate. Red torii gates warped by the weight of memory. Scent of rain on silk and cherry blossom yet bloomed past the deck. A white kimono flutters on the clothesline. There's no music, low rhythmic monks long. In the center of the vision stands Maiden Rue. But she's not how the crew has come to know. Young, dressed in ceremonial bridal robe, hair is perfect, mild, gentle, and nervous. Stands beside an empty space. Not a groom, void. Priest speaks. Words dissolve into... Turns slowly as if realizing something. Smile breaks just once, just enough, and then falls. Not into her, from her hand. The shrine collapses in on itself, one beam at a time. Paper prayers burst into flame without heat. The kimono twists in the air like a shroud and wraps around nothing. Vision begins back into the... Just before it vanishes, Maiden Rue turns toward the crew. Face is pale, her eyes shimmer with tears. lips move. I waited too long. Then, gone. Vision swallows itself, leaving nothing but the maiden Rue on your ship, on the deck of your ship, has collapsed to her knee, in tears. Her head down, face in her hands, lost in her emotions.
I'll walk over, kneel down beside her, put my hand on her shoulder. I'm not very good at comforting people, but I'm giving it a try.
You're giving it a shot?
Yeah.
All right, how do you comfort her? What do you say to her?
I just it's a real bad and you know, like they're there. They're there.
Just pat.
Pet.
I'm not a doctor that has bedside
Why don't you give me
manners.
a charisma plus empathy check?
Oh, actually, I do have a lot of charisma. I feel like that's more Jake.
Charisma plus
You have
empathy.
a lot of empathy?
Let's see.
What's the story with the old broad?
Just,
Jacaerys and
empathy.
Purple,
Charisma plus what?
you have time if you have the will to. All there is time.
thank you, guys.
Okay, there's empathy.
She's been around a while. I don't really know much about her. But I do know that she was very interested in this ship prior. Or at least had a passing interest. She kind of got stuck on here. I made a new friend, if get my drift.
She weeps. She weeps as Evelyn tries to console her. You make that roll yet, or are you still waiting to still
I
waiting?
did.
did, yeah. For
Oh, it
what was
did.
yeah.
There it is. All right, 4 successes. Very good.
Yep.
So you do manage to
My
console
there
her.
was very effective.
Your there was very effective. And she weeps and she kind of folds into your arms. Says, "This is not exactly how I remember it, but it's close enough to bring the tears to my eyes again." And you don't see her face because she wears once again a cracked porcelain death mask over her robe with her robe pulled over it. You don't actually see her face, but you feel and hear her weeping. So it doesn't look exactly like the woman you saw, but you had the impression that it is clearly her, even though she wasn't wearing the death mask in the vision.
I feel like she kind of folds into me as I'm saying they're there, and I'm just like, now I'm hugging her, and I'm just like, they're there. They're there.
The storm begins to clear, revealing a flickering green glow in the distance. Faint flickering beacon of a lighthouse. But just as the relief sets in, new threat emerges. Nerdwire, please give me a wits plus perception check. I believe that's what it is. Let me take a look. I'm getting I'm getting them mixed up.
I've got a bonus in details. Will that help me with this roll?
No. Will not.
Okay.
Difficulty 6.
1, 2, 3. 3.
3 successes is more than enough. You really only need 1. You see, cresting from behind you, leaving the storm, is a crimson chain ship.
These guys again?
The hierarchy
Back
is
down the
currently
hatches,
chasing
I
you.
yell out at the crew.
Sleek and shadow-bound is closing in. Its red-streaked sails cut through the storm like a knife. Its crew is visible as hooded figures on the bow, their eyes glowing with spectral light. Voice echoes through the tempest. His words are carried on the wind, taunting them. You cannot outrun your fate. You cannot escape what you are. The Black Veil belongs to the hierarchy. All right, so now we're in pursuit.
Okay. Shoot. Okay. Do we need to roll for this on anything?
You are going to roll. You're going to roll. Be doing a drive, a dexterity plus drive versus their dexterity plus drive, as they're going to try. So it's a contested roll. So the first group to get to 10 successes. Either you get to 10 successes and they get away. They get to 10 successes. They catch you. If you both get to 10 successes, you keep going until someone gets more successes.
Can I do Weather Eye?
Weather Eye. You would like to use Weather Eye.
Yeah.
All right, Weather Eye
So
is the level 1 power. Wraith constantly attuned to the Tempest's local fluctuations and is usually providing awareness of nearby events in the Tempest. This allows the swift travel between two Shadowland. You may do that, but you would be leaving everyone else behind.
So they would be. So if I do Weather Eye, I would be. It doesn't. So I'm confused over how this works. Then, essentially, this gives me a better idea of the weather conditions and would allow me to perceive.
Oh, I'm reading the wrong power. I apologize. This allows swift travel between two locations. Doesn't cause instantaneous travel. I'm sorry. So make your perception plus Argos. Determines which Wraith perceives the Tempest. When the Wraith uses Tempest shortcut to speed Shadowland travel, the player spends 1 Pathos, rolls Perception plus Argos, difficulty success. Success reduces travel time. Do you want to reduce the travel? You're trying to reduce your travel time to the lighthouse?
I'm trying to speed us up, yeah.
Okay. You may make the same roll. They're going to do the same thing, essentially.
Okay, so they can.
They can, yes.
I got all successes.
All successes is 5?
5.
Has 4 successes, but the Wraith arrives at a dramatically appropriate moment, even if her rival violates causality. All right, let's see how they do.
Spin another Pathos there.
All right, well, they only get 2 successes. All right, so the ship, you find the fastest path. The ship just begins to rocket. Quickly, cutting through the Tempest at the fastest speed possible, completely losing the Crimson Tide ship, the Crimson Chain ship. Completely losing it. But, unfortunately, you almost come aground on an island.
Okay.
With a large obsidian and soul seal. I'll be reading this off. Hold on, let me actually read the actual description. It's just bypassed something entirely. At the base of the Forgotten Lighthouse, in the eye of the shattered storm, you've arrived. The Tempest has gone silent. The beam of the lighthouse pulsing through the soul fog like a heartbeat. A tower of obsidian and soul steel beside you. And what do you do? Jump down off the ship?
They want this ship. I don't think that I let go of it. Well, they can't. Okay, out of character moment. They can't just take it. They have to kill me for it, right?
They have to kill you for it.
So if we abandon the ship,
they can't.
That's
take
fine.
It. Yes.
Would John realize that though?
John doesn't know. John doesn't know that. You've asked for meta knowledge.
Yeah, I realize that I've asked for meta knowledge, but I got no way to determine that really. I know what I want to do. I am going to hide inside of the ship, but I'm going to advise that they leave. I'm going to use inhabit. Assume the shell.
Inhabit and assume the shell, really?
Yes.
What page is that on? I just want to read it. I know what it does. I just want to double check it.
That is on page 173.
That is which guild? Artificers? Yes. Assume the shell.
As we come aboard while Zed is reading this, I turn and I look at everybody and I tell them, you get out of here. They're after me. They're after the ship. I just made friends with you. I don't want to lose you to whatever that nonsense is. Leave. Go on, guys. Go on. And I'm reenacting Old Yeller at this point.
You said again. You've seen these guys before? What is this? Who are they?
That's why we were adrift in the sea. In the tempest.
It seems they're after the ship.
I think.
After the ship? What's so special about the ship? The leaky bathtub. What are we leaving our ride? You said go. You're gonna stay?
You leave. I stay. They're after me. Hide. Do something. But don't be near.
Now you saved my life, or whatever this is, unlife. I'm not just gonna leave you. I don't
They
know
may
if I
not
can
find
do
me.
much against crazy mutiny on the bounty here, but I'm not just gonna run away. We got our Roman centurion over here.
Now, Purple, you used Argos at such an effective power that you're pretty sure that they wouldn't be able to follow anyway. You went to warp 10 when they got stuck at warp.
Okay.
If that changes your calculation any, I don't think you had all the information that you... Let me give you the data. Yes, they've gone to Plaid.
Okay. So let's
I've always done what was needed. We are all wanted. Other that Saris. I am not abandoning you. You are my only hope for freedom.
Let me do shoot. Okay. Let me think here. I'm looking at my character sheet what I can do to help perceive some of this anything that may have gone. That may have gone. So John would believe that we have escaped, essentially. He would believe that just based on the speed. Did we go in a straight line when we went?
In your perception, yes, but you're not sure what it looked like to them.
Okay. See, that's where I'm unsure whether or not it's something that we need to worry about then.
John did some Speed Force shit. That much he's sure of.
First, before we do anything, is everyone else okay after that? I apologize for whatever that was that just happened. But are you okay?
That is okay as can be expected. I don't see our pursuers.
Yes, we seem to have gotten away for now. I'm afraid they will be after us again soon.
I don't know if they can take the ship. I don't want to leave it. I feel like I should stay here.
Let me give a better description of the island. It's not big. It's got a lighthouse on it, and that's it. Not a very big island. If anything, it only can fit the lighthouse and the dock on it.
Okay.
And the lighthouse is only, 50 feet away from the dock. So there's not much beach. And at the base of the lighthouse, in the eye of the shattered storm, you see a withered waxen figure, long burial robes, standing at the edge of the lighthouse.
It seems worth investigating.
I would agree. I concur, fair maiden. Sheath katana. Imaginary katana.
Tips fedora. I don't know if this is where we're headed, but it feels good to be standing still.
Not going to be far from the ship, so I feel like we can walk away for a moment. I wouldn't mind getting off of the Tempest for a bit anyway, and at least stretching my legs. And as I do that, I kind of stretch up. My shirt stretches above my belly button as I stretch just a little bit, and you see my belly button and a little bit of hair that is unkempt underneath there. Wiggle my toes.
Purple happy trail.
Um,
Are you wearing jeans and flip-flops?
I am.
As to where to go next, there is a place that may or may not exist, transcendence, where you can go on from this world and move on to be with others who did not go here on death. It was spoken of even before my time.
Well, let's go talk to this lady. That is... I don't know that I'm ready to go to that. John's kind of enjoying himself. He's having a lot of heroic moments that he never had in life. He's not ready to transcend.
Transcendence is quite an arduous process. Not all wraiths are able to achieve it.
Is it easy to get off of the ship onto the dock?
All you have to do is drop the gangway.
I didn't know if we still had the gangway or if we knocked it into the water when we pulled away with the red chains guys.
Ship provides.
Oh, that's fancy. All right. So I go to approach.
I have been
and
thinking about it more recently because
don't, guys, don't go. Not yet. I'll take you where you want to go. For now, let's explore this. So as I go over to the side of the boat to try to moor it, in front of me, this gangway kind of extends out of the side of the boat. And it's not a metallic clang; it's like a of wood expanding away from the ship, and it goes out perfectly horizontal with the dock there, and then slams down with a thud onto the dock. And I carry the rope, the heavy ropes, down as I'm walking, and approach one of the posts, tie the ship there, and then ask, "Do we have an anchor on this ship? Would this be a ship we would anchor as well?" I'm gonna anchor
You
it.
can anchor it if you want. Yes.
Okay. I ask Gaius, can you drop the anchor? And I'm certain Gaius would oblige. And how close is this lady that you described?
Well, it's not a lady. You can't really tell the gender from the distance you're at, but it's only 30, 40 feet away from the ship. I told you, it's not a big island.
Okay. So I'm gonna start approaching her or him, it, whatever.
I'll follow
Right
behind
behind.
John.
But behind, not in front of.
In a male voice, maybe gravelly. So you made it through the storm. Good. That means there's still something within you wishes to be whole. Perhaps you merely outran your shadow.
I don't understand what you mean about being whole.
Stand at a turning point. Call it sanctuary. Some call it illusion.
No, you can't be on here. You're in your underwear. I love you. Goodbye. Not demonetized. I love you. Goodbye. Sorry, Zed.
I call it clarity.
I think I speak for all of us. I gesture to my friends when I say, we would like some clarity, please.
Would like some clarity. What names still cling to your...
I am John Purple.
One thing you notice about this is not a wraith. This seems too solid.
Is this Skinland stuff? And don't give it to me. Don't answer. Can I? So I want to do some sort of wits with details check to see if John can figure out what this is.
All right, give me a wits plus perception, and you can use details check to see if you can pick up any detail.
One, two, three. Well, what was the difficulty?
6,
Okay, 4.
4, 3 because you got
3.
a 1.
Yep, thank you. I
Notice
missed the one.
while it's
3 'cause you got a
talking,
1.
its incisor teeth are sharp. Instead of incisors teeth, top incisors are sharp. Elongated
I back
and sharp.
away. I begin to back away, but I don't relay that information to the rest of the crew. I don't know if they notice I'm backing away, if they also follow in step, but I begin to back away from what I'm seeing here.
What would be the
noticing...
Cost? There's no cost. I often ask for something in return, but it is not. Clarity is not contingent on paying me anything. I do ask for a pittance. Taste of your corpse. That's all I ask for. You are John Purple. Who are the rest of you? The wizened waxen figures.
Dr. Lynn Hyde Hall.
I'm severely confused, but my mother called me Saris. What name clings to your bones? Not much else.
I am merely a cartographer of the soul's decay. Priests who outlived their congregation. Once I drank the blood of prophets. Now I guide their ghosts. I am the guardian of the lighthouse. Because I could go no further.
Say a taste. We talking a bite? Spoonful? An arm?
A bite.
Okay, listen up here, Nosferatu. I'm not interested.
What can you tell for a bite?
What are you doing?
Figuring out what I can. I'm an investigator. If this is the only lock, I mean, maybe I have a key. I don't need all 10 fingers.
Key. Yes, and that key you have is a lantern for the lost. Wound in the world that bleeds light instead of... You're not the first to wash up here. Won't be the last. Some come seeking transcendence. Have knowledge to help guide those upon looking. Lighthouse serves as a beacon. Beginning of a journey. This is not the
Turning
destination.
to look at Gaius. While he is talking, I turn and I look at Gaius and I'm like, transcendence?
Evelyn adjusts her glasses for a moment. She goes, what if those of us who do not seek transcendence?
Then you continue. Eat into the tempest. Fight your shadow. Linger until even Oblivion forgets you. One day you are nothing. Transcendence. Final echo of a soul in harmony with its... No escape. Not reward. Alignment. Death of false longing.
I think someday I'd like to return for those directions, but not at this time. I have friends to assist.
He called me his friend.
You are not ready for the reabsorption into the Axis Mundi, for itself is neither lost nor divided, but complete. The forgotten lighthouse is not.
Why did we feel compelled to come here?
It's the closest point on the map. Where we saw. So that's what this is. We move on. We go to what? Heaven? Hell?
Alignment. There's no reward. It is continue. It is the. I've seen transcendence. I've seen wraiths. I've seen your kind harrowed out of existence by oblivion. But I have seen those of you who have found transcendence vanish, leaving a void, nothing, no oblivion, no substance remains, void in the temple, whole, gone.
Just out of curiosity, why are you still here?
I can go no further. Centuries
Not even transcendence?
I dead, but I have not passed. My body is still animate. So I am here in the Shadowland.
Like kindred and stuff, their spirits stay in the Shadowlands while their mortal body is animate?
There are certain vampires who can actually live in, go into the walk into the Shadowlands, and kind of exist in there.
So,
That's cool info.
the way Nerdwire is talking about using his ability. So, do I have recollection of the abilities that I somehow have? Can I just use them?
Yeah, you should. I was under the assumption you've been dead since the 1920s, and that you were just going from one place to another. I didn't realize you were playing as you were freshly dead.
Oh, I guess I should have been here for session 0 to get myself into this thing. But
It's
yeah,
okay.
sure.
No, you're doing great. No, that's fine. You could have been lost at sea this entire time. But yes, those powers can spontaneously appear.
I've just been spontaneously manifesting them for me.
Yeah. Time is kind of irrelevant in the Tempest. So you may have been here since the 1920s and just not realized it.
All right. I'm gonna use my fatalism. I'm gonna my kismet on the figure here.
All right.
Perceive their place in fate's design and their connection to death. That's the art of reading death marks, the signs that pretend a mortal's imminent demise or reflect the manner of a wraith's death. Can also reveal the subject's importance in fate's grand tapestry.
All right. So that is Kismet.
Yep.
All right. I just need to read. So roll your perception plus fatalism.
Yep.
Two successes. All right. So the manner of the subject's death, exsanguination. And
That's a
with
familiar term.
yep, exsanguination. That is the subject's death. You didn't get quite 3, so you didn't get the approximate cause or death's approximate cause is obvious. You know the manner of the death. Don't know the cause. Any additional successes reveal more detail of their death circumstance. But the figure before you died of exsanguination.
And your mortal body still walks?
A mortal body is before you. Immortal, so to speak.
Fascinating.
Walking dead, physical form, in the place of the dead. I don't even know what to make of this.
How has your physical of existence?
For decades, I plumbed the secrets of ancient mysteries of nigromancy. I studied, I focused. One day I was able to rip a hole in the shroud between our two worlds. I stepped through. In my arrogance, I thought I'd be able to do it the other way. Up in the... I've wandered these lands for no idea. Existing on the very small amounts of Wraith corpus I can find. In my journeys, Entered the Tempest. I found this place. And others like you wash up on the shores, ships, bone. I help guide them away from the island for their next steps.
I want to Stonehand punch.
Okay, don't hand punch him.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
I want to Stonehand punch.
I shift to Kranos.
I was gonna say, here goes Ufield.
Oh gosh.
All right, roll for initiative. Roll 1 dice, add your dexterity plus athletics. Your dex plus athletics, I mean.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I
I got a
cast
14.
Fireball.
You're a 14.
Got a 14.
All right, so this one, dex plus athletics. Got a 13.
All right.
Okay, so you want a stone hand punch.
Yep.
All right, so he has no idea the stone hand punch is coming, so he's just going to continue talking.
I don't like this guy. I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't trust him.
What do you got against
He's
vampires,
creepy. He's creepy and he's trying to eat us. I don't like him. All right, so I need to roll. Let me pull it up here. Spend 1 pathos, make a brawl attack. If he hits, he may spend 1 additional pathos to add to the rage's dots and outrage to the damage dice pool. All right, so I need to make a regular brawl attack, so it is my strength plus brawl, correct?
Yes. No, dexterity
right.
plus brawl.
Dexterity
Strength
plus
is for
brawl.
damage.
Okay, yep, my apologies, I keep messing that up.
Now,
1,
we
2,
will for a
3,
while, too.
4.
Don't worry about it.
1, 2, 3. Those are my fists. All right.
I think the moral ambiguity of those comics
1,
you've been
2,
reading.
3.
You don't know what a
I'm
hero
gonna.
is.
Can I spend a willpower to re-roll any dice? Or
That's not
is
how
that
willpower
in this?
works. Willpower adds dice
Okay.
to your roll.
Okay. Can I spend willpower to add dice to my
Not,
roll?
not after the roll.
Okay, I got 3 successes.
So you got 3 successes. All right. Well, he's not trying to dodge. So roll your strength plus 1, and you already have 3 to add to it. So strength plus 1. Plus, didn't you roll for how much pathos are you spending?
I am going to spend 3 pathos.
All right. Strength plus 4 is difficulty 6.
Whoops! No, that's not. That
Roll
was
again.
my roll.
Roll again.
I misclicked. Plus 4.
Yep. Difficulty 6.
What? 1?
Not even 1.
No, it got erased.
Got erased. As you swing your stone hand punch, you land, you connect square in the chest. And nothing happens. You punch him with all your might, and he doesn't move. He just sort of blinks at you. But you feel the realness of him as your knuckles brush against something real. Something solid, something that doesn't belong here. And on his turn, which is his turn now, you did absolutely nothing to him.
This is so bad.
Dr. Evelyn Hall got a wild look of shock on her face when John just randomly punched this guy, and she's just kind of like taking a couple steps back, like, whoa.
So I am.
Purple,
He is spending an
I don't think
action.
you know what a hero is.
He is spending a willpower to abort his action of not doing anything. So he lost the willpower. Now he's taking an action. He is making eye contact with you because you just punched him in the chest. And he just looks at you. Sit down. And you are going to make a resolve. Not a resolve. I'll tell you in a second. But I'm going to make my roll first.
Okay.
So I'm guessing he's a Ventru.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make a willpower
Yeah, no.
roll.
Lasombra had some mental
Yeah,
stuff too.
I need to make a willpower roll. What do I need to
Sombra
roll?
was with spirit.
You need
specifically.
6s. Roll 6s. You're looking for more than 5.
Okay. So I spend willpower to roll.
Roll, yes.
That was
no,
ill-considered.
you're rolling your willpower. Number of willpower
okay.
dots.
I
Yep.
understand.
I think you better listen to what this guy
Who?
says.
1, because the 1 takes away.
Oh shoot! I keep forgetting about the 1.
So you suddenly feel compelled to just sit down in the dirt.
And I sit crisscross applesauce.
However
style.
you want to sit, you just cannot stand up. You have to sit there now.
I'm straining against it too. My legs fold under me in crisscross applesauce style, but I'm straining, trying to fight it and trying to stand back up, but I can't.
He sighs, because that was unexpected. Does anyone else wish to strike me?
You said
No,
you give
please.
assistance. Just information on transcendence or anything else?
Also, do no.
You're eating people.
I think if he wanted to, he could eat us. He's asking. He's offering.
I am not young nor foolish.
I know I'm not going to tussle with whatever he is, because I think he's more real than us. Where should we go? I got a map. Where should we go?
What is it you seek? Or is it you wish to find?
Something that reminds me of where I came from, and not some godforsaken rock in the middle of a storm.
Looks to Gaius. You are neither young nor foolish, said Shuri. Maybe older than I am. He looks to Evelyn. It is clearly a he at this point. What is it you seek?
Vengeance.
Against whom?
Those responsible for my death and the death of my husband.
Smiles. What was the manner of your death?
Your husband's the manner of your death.
We were conducting a routine experiment. And suddenly everything went wrong. Now our forms are merged. We exist as one.
Sure as to what it was. What experiments were you? I was somewhat of an experimenter myself.
We were trying to discover the nature of death.
John
Where we go
recognizes
after
the
we
line.
die.
It's the Green Goblin. Still straining.
What's funny is the guy that delivered it doesn't even recognize the line. It's sheer coincidence.
Fellow seeker of the Nigromatic arts.
So to speak.
Perhaps your death was caused by something on the other side. I have often discovered that
That is a
your kind is often angry with the living, often seeks vengeance from the other side. The nature of my very existence, I've created many, many restless days. I've left a trail of unrequited, unfulfilled lives behind me. I understand the need for vengeance and often come. He looks to John. You can stand now. He releases you.
Oh my gosh.
He looks at you. He makes eye contact with you. Do jumping jack. Give me a roll.
Close my eyes really tightly.
It's your willpower.
Oh no!
All right, yes. Do jumping jacks.
As I'm doing this, I am already sweaty. Like I'm already sweaty from trying to stand up, and my body is feeling extremely lethargic.
He's purple manning you.
My belly is going up and down along with my too tight shirt, and I feel my pants are trying to fall down to my ankles because my pants are a little bit too big for me. So I'm spreading my legs even further as I spread them out during the jumping jack to try to keep them up near at least over my waist.
He doesn't do any of that. He just jumping jacks while his pants begin to sag down to his knees,
God.
making it more difficult to jumping jack out with his legs, causing his pants to fall even further to his ankles.
Nobody needed to see this. He says.
He looks to Saris.
Really didn't need to know that John was a tidy whities man. Just
Oh,
saying.
he is. He is absolutely a tidy whities man.
Eddie Yellows, baby.
The waistband is frayed and sagging.
And he doesn't need to look like this.
His
This is
name's
his
written
own
on the
choice.
band with a Sharpie marker.
This is exactly his choice.
Yeah.
Oh man, they're not even name brand. They're Walmart specials. Great value underwear.
While you're doing your jumping jacks, it looks at you. You called me Nosferatu. What does that term mean?
It's like it's like the movie with a Nosferatu vampire, guys.
Vampire. What? I do not recognize this term.
I think you lie. You're either a Hannibal Lecter or a vampire.
Gaius has never heard the term vampire ever, either.
I saw that flick. I saw that when it was in the picture shows. It's a guy. He's like a ghoul. He's like a corpse. Somebody killed him,
Nope.
but he comes back. Yeah, it's that book.
I believe what my friends are trying to convey is a natural creature that subsists on the blood of the living.
Blood of the living. Will the substance I've become? He looks to John. You may stop jumping. You stop jumping.
Thank God. Oh no, and I bend over and I pull my pants up really quickly.
Please refrain from attempting to strike me again.
I'll have you know I'm a hero. But I won't.
Come this way. Seems like good advice.
I could lead you. He points to the lighthouse. I can lead you on your first steps towards transcendence, or I can see you on your way.
Just point me a different direction.
What's in the lighthouse?
Eps.
Up and out?
Going for the lighthouse?
No.
Nope. And is anyone going to the lighthouse?
I don't trust him.
This is an interesting moment because I think Jake might, but Evelyn would not. She's too set on finding what killed them.
Give me a wits plus academics with metaphysics.
Oh.
Is the lighthouse lit up? Is it projecting a beam?
It is
Or is it-
projecting a beam.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what my target was.
It's 6.
but that's not great. 1.
One success. But it's
One
a
whole
10.
success.
But it's a 10, so re-roll it because you
It
have the
is a 10.
specialty.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Oh, you're right. Specialty.
Yep. All right, still only
Failure.
Still only one success. In certain cultures, knowledge of everything comes with transcendence.
Knowledge does, but vengeance doesn't.
Throwing that out there.
It's true.
You know what? I'll bite.
All right. So, Saris,
You don't want to know what killed you? Bad enough? Evelyn?
Oh, now that Saris is volunteering, she's all about seeing what happens to him and going from there. She doesn't want to be the first to go, that's for sure.
I got questions. I got an inquisitive mind. I think I'm here because I was, chasing bumps in the night for little old ladies emptying their coin purses for me, and maybe I did, maybe I didn't, but I think I got to make amends. I think, if I listen to Ma enough, that's why I'm here.
Snake oil salesman?
Not so much a physical product, more a service. Sometimes I did solve problems. Sometimes I let people believe I solved problems.
the figure turns to you. Explain.
Well, in, I guess if I'm going to say it appropriately, my time and age compared to the other fellows here, spiritualism, all the rage. Taps and knocks and noises from beyond. And I learned some things. I learned, well, there is something beyond this, and sometimes I saw some things, but most of the time, creaky pipes, neighbors being a little too raucous under the bed, and, neighbors heard, and they thought they heard. So I chased them down. I told them what they wanted to hear, and I took home a pretty decent paycheck. Wasn't always honest, but who is? What did you do, Mr. Bloodsucker?
I was a priest. In ancient Cappadocia. Ancient now. Ancient, or I even entered this so very long ago. I was a priest. And much like you, I solved people's problems on the other side. I've studied the dead since I was young. Taken as a slave, as a boy, and made a eunuch. Brought into the priest. Studied to death ever since I lost my manhood. They took my
Took your what?
Favorite chicken.
Just making sure.
He sings high, is what he's saying.
He took it from me. Then my sire, seeing me, seeing my knowledge, took my life. A second. I have wasted it. Now all I can do is guide people to the lighthouse.
Why don't you go yourself?
Where? Where am I to go?
Into the lighthouse on the first steps of transcendence? I still don't understand.
Transcendence is not for me.
Have you attempted to kill yourself?
I would. I attempt to kill.
Do you like it here?
Studying what I've always wished to study in the natural habitat.
John's satisfied with that answer. He stops his third degree.
Do you believe that you would cease to exist? Are you the undead creature lacking a human soul, merely animated by your psyche?
If I could leave, I would. I would get on your ship, but I know your hierarchy would find me. Apparently, no reason why.
You were trying to eat my guys!
Calm down, comic book boy. You said hierarchy. That's what those guys on that ship after us said. What is this hierarchy? Why do they want the ship? Is it just the ship? What do they want?
You'd have to ask your companion.
Yes, but well, either we're going or we're staying. I want to find out what's in the lighthouse. What do you need? You said a bite.
Your arm, please.
The whole thing?
Let me see.
Penny a pound.
Takes your arm and he pulls your sleeve up. And he brings it to his mouth and he opens it and he bites into your corpus. And he loses one corpus as he absorbs it.
Ah.
So it's basically one health. Corpus being your health. And he takes it from you. Actually, no, I'm sorry, not your corpus, your pathos. He takes the pathos from you.
Okay.
Not your corpus. But it does hurt. It hurts at first, and then it feels pleasurable.
It's not so bad. It feels kind of warm, which is the first I can say for since I've been here.
Color returns to him. He begins to become more. He begins to look alive. Actually, very bright, brighter than the surroundings area. Not exuding light, but he has color in a Technicolor way, similar to the Wizard of Oz.
When Dorothy first kind of
yes, when Dorothy first opens the door.
That's impressive.
Thank you.
What do you get from that?
Sustenance. Meager amount
Take
of
anything
sustenance.
from me other than that?
No.
What did I lose? That's not blood.
I believe you call it pathos.
The will o' the wisp, so to speak. All right. What do I get, Mr. Bright and Shiny?
He motions his hand toward the doors of the lighthouse, and they open.
Where'd he bite?
On the arm. Upper and the forearm.
I imagine on the forearm. All right. Well, I head on up. I'll let you guys know what I find if I come back.
All right, we're going to wait till we come back from ad break before we go into that description. Is anybody else going with Saris?
I will.
Remind me of how a shadow might overtake a player.
You have to get more angst. Have more angst than they have willpower. And you have to make a catharsis roll. Where no one's near ready to be taken over just yet.
Right. I was just curious.
Yep.
I know what you're plotting, Nerdwire. I know what you're plotting.
He's trying to be a hero within other players.
It's time to use
I'll let
that
you
gun. Oh man!
All right, welcome back from the break, everybody. Saris Harris and Gaius are approaching the lighthouse. Is anyone? John, the doctor, are you approaching?
Heck no! I'm staying right where I am.
I'm observing.
The door opens, not with a creak. But
Hold
with
on a sec.
Yep.
Gaius also wanted to come too.
Yes, I said Gaius. Yep.
Or Gaius, did he pay his pathos?
He doesn't need to. You paid it for him.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I am the generous sort, so come on, big guy.
Door opens not with a creak, but with a shudder. Like breath held too long and finally released. Saris Harris and Gaius step over the threshold. The air changes. Heavy.
I am very curious.
Not warm or cold. Contemplative. Silence before. Inside the walls are curved stone, etched with concentric spirals that ripple outward like vibration. Markings are not carved. They are impressed. Thoughts. Pressed into damp clay. Light flickers from no source, illuminating only when what Saris turns to face. The staircase spirals up and down, possibly so, as if the lighthouse extends through both the physical and spiritual plane, forever rising, forever descending. Neither direction feels more right than the other. Air smells of burned herbs, damp vellum, salt tinged faintly with the waxy rot of melted candlestick. Half-faded portraits line the interior. Faces barely remembered. Mediums, priests, judges, scribes. Some look eerily like Saris in different clothing and ages. One is him, but older, eyeless. There are mirrors, but none to reflect. In the center of the ground, beneath the ascending beam of flicking light, is a ritual circle carved into old blood, blackened with time, marks the edge. Symbols pulse softly. They're calling to something, perhaps remembering when some book lies open on a ink has died. It is written in Ceres' own handwriting, but he's never seen it before. Lighthouse grows with purpose. The light above turns inward, casting no shadows, only the impression of knowing. What do you do?
Read the book.
The book is written, like as I said, the book is written in your own handwriting. And it's your life, except it's not. The details are the same, but the context seems foreign, different. As if it's someone else's life that they're remembering through someone else's memories. Gaius. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
No,
Yeah.
no, go ahead. No, seriously, I want to hear what you had to say.
Oh, I just said interesting. I'm just turning back through the book, and it's alien.
Gaius, when you look at the pictures, you see, instead of Ceres Harris, you see yourself in many of the different ones. Not dressed as different soldiers, but dressed as the judge, as the medium, as the scribe, as just different archetypes in this tower. You feel a call to the same book that Ceres is reading. And as you look over, if you look over his shoulder, you see that it is written in Latin, very old Latin, your Latin. And it's details of your life you read over his shoulder. See your parts of your childhood played out in a paragraph. What it was like growing up in Rome. Be very detailed, but once again, the context is not correct. You're reading your life through someone else's memories.
Is there a landing up the floors, or
Yes.
up or down?
There's a landing to go up and down. And you can go up or you can go down. Either
Like
way.
a second-hand account.
Exactly, like a second-hand account.
You getting what I'm getting? It's third person, my life. I think I'm gonna go a floor up. I think I'm gonna take a look.
I
what's
think
up
so,
there.
Brain.
You want to go down? I'll go up.
Up sounds good.
All right, come on. So, go up to the next floor.
Right. As you at a certain point in your exploration, a light above you changes as you march toward the second floor. Instead of casting outward, the lighthouse begins to shine downward into it. From those for you on the outside, the light is turned off. The light on the outside is no longer lighting up the night. Light traces a perfect spiral on the ground, matching the pattern etched into on the first floor. And it reveals a pool of water, large enough to look into. Spiral. Light traces this perfect spiral on the ground, matching the pattern all the way. The same spiral is reflected in the water pool as a whirlpool swirls inside. Give me a wits plus enigma test, both of you.
That was mine. So nothing.
Nothing, no successes. Oh no, you botched actually. Oh, okay. I don't even know how to do this as a botch. So we're not going to. You just you stare and you wonder at the meaning of the spiral, and you're lost. You're contemplating, and you can't find any center. You're not finding any kind of commonality. Almost, and you have the exact same feeling. You're both staring into this pool, into this spiral, into this depression, and you each gain an angst as you can't quite grasp what is being said to you here.
I try again.
Yes, you may try again. That is better. Transcendence, you get a sense words begin to appear in the water. Transcendence is not about escape. It's about integration. Light doesn't shine on the world. It shines on the soul. You realize with those 3 successes that you got that you understand spiral is a motif of individualism. It's the soul folding inward to reconcile its fragmented. Spiral shouldn't mean depression. It should mean introspection, looking inward, finding yourself first, and as the first step of transcendence.
So
you've taken the spiral up, which seemed to be the natural way to go. The first step seems to go down.
All right. I'm going to backtrack back down below the first floor to the floor just below it.
All right. Do you follow, Gaius? You were completely lost because you didn't try again. You only have 1 die. I don't think you were going to get the needed number of successes when you just rolled 1 die. Is there a reason why you rolled 1 die? No, you rolled 2 dice. Okay, yeah, but Sakura still got the 1 which took away the 10, which means...
I had to.
Yep,
Roll was a 10.
Yep.
So the bonus roll can take away that success?
The bonus roll can take away a success, yes.
Oof. It's frustrating.
It's a frustrating... that is a little bit frustrating.
This is a harsh existence.
Very harsh.
Yes,
Diet was the
I
easy
follow.
part, boys.
Yeah, right?
All right. You follow him down the steps. An open tome rests on a lectern near the center of the structure. Ink is fresh. Each of you who look at it sees a different page, each containing a piece of writing that never finished in life. Letter never sent, a journal entry never completed, a confession never made. Guys, do you inspect the book? Do you want to make some more rolls on the book?
Yeah. I want to go back towards the beginning of it. See what... like where it starts. When did I start?
Let's look at it.
Regretting, I guess.
All right. I want to make sure you guys have a roll that's at least something that you can accomplish this time. I was expecting everybody in here. Sorry, guys. Okay. So, give me a...
Don't apologize. It's all good.
All right. This time we're going to need an intelligence plus enigmas check. That might not be great for everybody. Oh, that's really good.
Do I reroll 10? No, that's only certain...
That's only when you have a specialty, yep.
Okay.
All right, 6. So you at least both got 1 success. So the clue that you glean from the book is the unfinished becomes a barrier to transcendence. Soul carries not just regrets, but drafts of itself it's afraid to complete. You need to finish things that you started in death. You need to complete them, or you can transcend. Your unlife needs to be whole. You need to complete once you make the path. Once you make the step toward transcendence, if you wish to complete it, you have to take every step. You have to complete. Otherwise, if you skip any steps, the whole thing may be in jeopardy.
Gotta make it right. Gotta do what I didn't do. What are you getting out of this, big guy?
That I need to finish things.
Yeah, same. Gotta. You want to go get those guys, or you want to keep looking in this thing? I think I get the idea.
Absolutely your work. Absolutely.
I'll keep going down, if you don't mind.
I'll stick with you. We can bow it down. Just one? You want to keep going? I don't think there's a bottom. You let me know if it starts feeling warm to you.
As you descend down the next step, yes, as you can tell that you're only descending down to the second level of this. There are innumerable levels below. You could be down. You could be down here for years, perhaps. But when you arrive on the second level, a standing mirror stands in the midpoint of the spiral stair. It reflects nothing at first, but with time, it begins to show what might have been. They had died with peace, not glamorous, just content. And it shows a blissful existence. Peace. Relaxation. No suffering. No boredom. Just exist. Contentment all time. This is what you see reflected in.
Big old dose of satisfaction. If you want to stick around, I think I got the idea. I'm going to go tell those guys what I found, and I think that bite was worth it.
I think I shall go up as well.
All right.
You guys found the Mirror of Iraset, I'm just saying.
It shows our parents really much older than they should have been.
All right, as you arrive back, as you go up your flights of steps, and you leave, what have you two been doing? Have you just been twiddling your thumbs, or have you been asking questions of the Guardian, Gate of Forever, the Edge of Forever?
I feel like Evelyn's been doing her best to make small talk with John and the Guardian. Just, she's curious. Get some information. Why not?
The Guardian seems to be very adept at small talk, and it looks to actually be happy to be performing it.
I was going to say, he probably hasn't had anyone to talk to in a really long time.
I have zero interest to talk to the Guardian. Let me just make that very clear. And
I mean,
I went-
Evelyn's fascinated. Like, vampires are real? Cool. Yeah, tell me all about it.
I am both afraid of the vampire now that I know for sure that they are indeed a vampire, but also I'm highly embarrassed.
You mean vampires were real?
Seems silly to be
Yeah.
afraid of something
He's
we're already
totally
dead.
real, guys. I can't believe it.
Well, that punch was not weak. That punch was everything you had.
Oh my gosh!
And with more
You
extra,
just stood there, guys.
because you spent pathos. That punch was everything and more, and you flubbed all your damage.
Oh man, he ate it. He ate it.
As they walk out,
Vampire.
the light turns back on and begins strobing again. And this is exactly where we are going to call it. Right here. I'm going to dismiss these. I'm going to snooze these ads. And I want to ask let me ask everyone, did everyone have a good time tonight?
Oh yeah.
All right. It was a different type of game, very different, I think, than what we usually do with Werewolf and Vampire.
It's very cerebral.
Very cerebral.
Yes.
So I'm going to start with Keywork tonight because he's our newbie. I want to ask you what you liked, and I want you to think about what you didn't like because I need to know. Wraith is different. Wraith is weird. What didn't work for you? And what your favorite role play was and what your favorite scene was.
I think first of all, I'm going to work backwards. So the favorite scene was definitely seeing the presentation of the idea of what transcendence is supposed to be. I love that. That was awesome, Zed. That was great. And kind of working backwards still, the role play with the vampire. I love that introduction that it's a physical corpus of a supernatural being in the shadow realms. It's you never read the Night Watch books, did you?
No, I haven't.
Russian vampire, not vampire, more magic. Anyway, but that was awesome. I loved that, and I love the. Is that a Lursambra or is that
It's a Cappadocian.
a Cappadocian? Okay,
Cappadocian from the Dark Ages. Not quite a Giovanni. It's a real elder vampire.
I was gonna say, but that was fun. I actually I'm having so much fun with the character of Saris Harris. I thought it was going to be a bit too much like doing the voice thing, but it's like I'm enjoying it. I think it's fun. I hope everybody else is enjoying it.
Oh yeah.
But
I don't think Twitch can hear you either.
yeah, but didn't I don't know, like the prospect of combat right off the bat because my character is ill-equipped. He's kind of just come ashore, so to speak, but other than that, I mean, thankfully we have Gaius and people who've done this already. Give me a hug, bud. Love you.
I love Nor, so he's great.
Oh, thank you.
I love
But
Nor,
I mean,
he's great.
I think once I find my footing and can get into it, I mean, but I'm gonna say that Saris, I didn't like that. I mean, I didn't not like any of it.
Nice.
So it was awesome. I had so much fun.
Thank
And
you.
for coming in blind, thank you everybody for welcoming in several weeks after beginning.
Yeah, you only missed one session. It's all good.
Yeah.
All right. We have Nerded Art right now, so let's do it while we got it. From the beginning. There you go.
I have no idea what's going on with my camera tonight. Yeah, had a great. I'm sorry if I didn't chime out. Spent the whole day gardening, and so I have kind of a headache now, and I'm a little low energy. But I feel it's kind of appropriate for Evelyn. Last session, she sent that specter to Oblivion. It's the instinct evening, and I loved the NPC there at the lighthouse. He was awesome. It was a fun little crossover thing to run into.
Excellent. I'm glad that worked out for you. All right. The man I tortured the most tonight, I think.
He deserves
Nerdwire's character, John Purple. Why don't you hit me with it?
I don't know. John deserves it. He really does. I was trying to have another little heroic moment for John to get rid of this vampire who seems to be just like spitting lies because I didn't trust him. I was like, he's just gonna try to eat us. I don't want to get eaten. So that's all John really knows of vampire lore is, we're gonna get turned, and I didn't want any of that to happen to us. I didn't know how that would affect us in the Shadowlands, but no, like I did really like the bit of crossover there with the greater world of darkness. I think it's important to kind of ingrain it. It is a very cool piece. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it's a very cool piece of information. Even though I myself am not a vampire in your regular games, I've interacted with one in your regular games as a werewolf, and I think that was really, really cool. I really liked your descriptions of all of our visions too. Like those were very good and very real. And the entire time I was on the edge of my seat waiting for what Saris's vision was going to be, and it never came. And instead we got doubled up on John's, and I was like, what the frick? Why is this happening again to him? But I thought it was interesting. The battle with the multiple Gaiasin was really cool too. But no, like it was very, very, very cool. Favorite roleplay for the evening, I would say, is probably gonna be. It's gonna be yours, actually, Zed, for the vampire dude. Like, I'm gonna give it to you. Like, it was. You play intimidating vampire all too well. Let me just put it that way, especially when the dice don't go my way. And it was really good, and you kind of rolled with the punches really, really well. Follow that up with, I did like this whole like newsy kind of vocalism that Saris Harris had, where he's like, I'll tell you what, we're gonna do this, and we're
Absolutely.
blah blah blah, and I'm like, kind of taken aback by it.
He's a fast talking man from the Bronx.
And then as far as what I liked, yeah, I like the nature of this game being something completely different from everything else that we've been playing. Like between Marvel, between watching you guys do Vampire, between Werewolf, the upcoming Avatar game, and what you've shared, like this is a very, very, very different experience from that. And yes, we do battle, but it's very cerebral. And I liked that it's different in that way, where I really have to think about what you're saying and what it means all the time. I'm not as comfortable in this world, though. I will say that much. I'm not as comfortable with my character, with my role play, with how the gameplay feels, because I feel like I got ingrained in everything else, and I understand it a lot more than I understand Wraith right now. That's where I'm at.
See where they say this is a more advanced World of Darkness game.
Yeah.
All right, Sakra's turn.
I hope I gave
I'll
Saki a
have
lot
to
of time.
pick as best part the interaction of Saris and Gaius with Purple, lighting him up in a moment after. At least Gaius and Purple has some severe emotional pain, especially killing the boy.
That was one of my favorite things too, and I think it was understated. Your role play, Sakura, during that whole scene that you had going on was chef's kiss. It was really good. I could feel the pathos. Sometimes I get worried that I might not be able to get it through the text to speech, but that voice you use for Gaius and being able to read it both in text and in the closed captioning, it works. It just works so well. So it's a great solution overall. So bravo to everyone who helped me get this solution together. In general, it works, and your role play was great. My favorite role play of the night, I really enjoyed the torment scenes.
Of course you did.
They're
evil.
The Tempest doing the
this.
torment scenes.
I have made the entire party cry before TTS.
I was trying to get some emotional responses out of people tonight. I didn't get the ones I want. I'll try harder for next time. We'll see. I'll just dig a little bit deeper. I'm giving everyone 5 XP for the night. And I want to read what Pitterate said. Thanks. That was fantastic. The lighthouse with the stairs going up and down. The door blowing open, so good. The mysterious guarding was really surprising as well. Purple shot at him. Zed, your noise gate may be a bit off. Might be releasing too soon. Sometimes you cut out. I totally agree with Sakura too. The scene hit really well. I really liked the Sakura scene. That was my favorite of the. My mic was also too far away, bit rate. That's why it was probably cutting in and out, and I was losing, and wasn't talking loud enough. I really liked the scene, the Sakura scene with all the different Gaiuses. That was a lot of fun, especially when they
I
came.
did want more people to react to this massive man crying, but a lot was going on.
It was a bit of a shock to Saris. A lot was going on.
It was a lot. It was a lot going on. But like I said, 5 XP, and I will see you all again on Monday for Vampire, where we are quickly wrapping up. We are coming close to a conclusion. The Vampire shortly. Sad as that sounds, as sad as that is, and it sounds,
Doesn't sound good.
It doesn't sound good.
I gotta say it out loud. And Willett and Old and Elwyn will have another crossover in the future.
Maybe.
Shadowlands.
Maybe. All right,
We're going.
we are going to raid Phenomenon tonight. Because I know Nerdwire has some connection with him. He's got 202 people. I'm not raiding that.
Let's look for some TTRPG, guys.
Yes, let's look at
Tabletop role-playing.
TTRPG. I got excited there for a second, and then I saw there was like 200 people in there, and I'm not doing that. That's scary to me.
CRT. It's all good. It's all good.
What's going on?
There's a lot of people doing TTRPG tonight.
Yes, great job, Sakura. This is so much fun.
There
Yes,
is.
awesome job.
I am looking at what all. Well, there's a person with a ship on their thing, but it's Spanish. D&D time, Japanese, D and Diablo. That's interesting.
Saris is still really curious what they mean by the doctors. 2 people.
Let's go see the Neon Swamp. They're playing
We get to find
Alien.
out next
yeah,
session.
dude, that's cool.
All right, so we're gonna go raid the Neon Swamp.
They started 2 hours ago. I don't know if they're.
They should probably have another hour left then.
They're still going.
Yep.
I was double checking because they were kind of talking like they were going to end it, and I was like, "Well, hold on."
Here we go. Thanks, everyone. Peace.
Bye.
Hey, it took me on a raid.